Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Creatives of Windsor Podcast. I'm your host, Anthony Sherdown, and today I'm sitting down with local writer and YouTuber Layan Barakat.
Hey.
What's going on?
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Is this your first time on a podcast?
It is, actually, yeah. I feel very nervous. I was listening to the episode with Tori, and she was talking about how she's more, like, she felt nervous because she's always interviewing people and not being interviewed, and I feel like I'm in the same boat.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It does feel different.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's weird doing something new, especially like when everybody's watching you.
Yeah.
Like,
which I should be used to because I do YouTube stuff, but at the same time,
True.
I'm in control of that. Mm-hmm. You're in control now.
Yeah. But honestly, though, I'm not even in control because, like, I don't have time to watch this whole thing and cut it, so I just post it.
Fair enough.
I don't cut anything.
Super intimidating.
Yeah. Actually, if you do need to cut something, I'll leave it.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
But yeah, no, I never I don't have time to watch the thing for 3 hours.
It's
like,
long.
who's got time for that?
No.
And also, like, watching yourself talk for 3 hours is brutally annoying.
And listening to yourself and like seeing, especially on video, do you ever like catch annoying things that you do and you're like, oh, why do I do that?
Yeah, but I probably watch myself on video less than you do.
Yeah.
Because I only, like, when I'm editing this, I only watch us to make sure, like, I watch myself to make sure, like, the video synced with the audio.
Right.
But I'm not, like, watching it for, like, 5 minutes of me talking.
Right. Beyond that. Yeah, no, I think that's my problem is like I'm constantly watching, editing, putting in B-roll, doing all that stuff. So you pick up on those nuances that you do and you're like,
Yeah.
God, I hate myself.
Especially for, like, a 10-minute YouTube video. Like, obviously, you're going to watch it over and over and over again.
Yes.
And you just keep watching yourself, like, doing weird things.
I remember watching this one YouTuber when I was first starting, and she's like, if you don't want to watch yourself on camera, nobody else will. And I'm like, well, no one's going to watch
That's
me.
terrible fucking advice.
I don't want to watch myself at all.
That's terrible advice.
It is terrible advice.
She was just trying to gatekeep. She just didn't want anybody else on YouTube.
Exactly.
So I was going to go with writing first, but since we're talking about YouTube, how long ago did you start doing YouTube stuff? Like,
Oh,
for
God.
real?
I don't know actually when to pinpoint it because I was in school for journalism. I did the journalism program at St. Clair, and that was kind of like, okay, I kind of fell in love with broadcast in a sense, and I want to get into that, but I also want to talk about what I want to talk about. So I started the YouTube channel, and I was dabbling. My first video is privated now because it's just so embarrassing. And it's just me in my bedroom at my parents' house, and I'm just like whispering into my webcam being like, I bought this shirt. Like it's like ASMR. So I started that a while ago, and I think I've just constantly been building it. So I've privated a lot of videos. So it's been a while that I've been doing it. But so yeah, I don't think I can put a number on it.
Just a long time.
It's been a long time. It's been a fucking long time.
Like, how old were you? Like, were you doing it when you were in high school still, or no?
No. I was like in my 20s for sure because I was in St. Clair. I was kind of getting my bearings and like learning how to be on camera and learning the nuances of that. So I think that my education in that really helped with kind of learning how to be on camera. And that's something that I don't know. Next question.
What's funny is by complete accident, I'm a graduate from the journalism program at St. Clair.
Yeah.
You, Dan McDonald, Tori, and Tom Lucier have all graduated from that program. And I've only had your guest 12. That's 4 of the 12 guests, and I didn't even do that on purpose.
I think that program really helps you learn the different aspects of media. Mm-hmm. So it's the broadcast, it's the writing, it's the podcasting. So you learn all those aspects and you get comfortable with it. And I've always considered myself more of a shy person. And I mean, I'm not shy. I've known you for so many years now. So like, whatever, we're just sitting down and talking. But I consider myself a very shy person. I think that program helped me get out of my box and actually realize some dreams that I had in terms of being more forward facing. So doing that, I was able to go to Toronto. I was able to go to Fashion Week, and I was a correspondent for Fashion Week. And I was working for some magazines and stuff. And that was the first time that I actually was in front of the camera instead of behind it. And
Which I always hated. I never did that there.
It's so awkward. It's so awkward. But I got to meet designers, and I got to get my photo taken with some photographers and stuff. And I was like, okay, maybe I can do this. So I don't think I've ever really found where I belong in terms of in front of or behind the camera. So I'm always in between.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think what you do, it's like kind of good to be in between.
Yeah.
Because you write and that's behind, even though it's not a camera. But like it's behind the scenes and then YouTube is in front. Yeah. It's cool to switch it up. I guess now I'm in front of it too.
Yeah.
I'm also behind it at the same time.
Yeah.
Like literally right now I'm looking at the camera.
Yeah.
And controlling
Yikes.
it.
Yikes.
So when did you go there? To St.
Oh my
Clair?
God, I'm going to age myself. I was the first graduating class out of the Mediaplex.
Oh, okay. So what year was that?
I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea.
Like 2000. Like what year did you think you finished? If you had to guess, 2012, 10.
No, not 20. No, I don't know, Anthony. I have no idea. It's all a blur. After I graduated, it's all a blur. But
if I had to guess, it would be between like 10 and like 12, 13.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, that probably makes sense because I started there in 2014.
Okay.
And it was like fairly new at the time.
Right.
But like there was definitely some age groups that had gone. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, you weren't hanging around there when I was there, which means you were gone.
Yeah.
Because people
Could you imagine just that like weird girl in the corner? Hey.
Because there's always like some people from different classes that are like even my first year out of there, like I was back like because like the younger like I don't know, years or classes or whatever.
Yeah.
They interview a lot of the times the older ones
yeah.
because like they're doing things now
right.
and they can bring them back and interview them. Like I did
right.
stories on people that graduated like 2 years before me
right.
and stuff like that. And then you're hanging around and then the people there meet you and then they like interview you for stories. So,
right.
But then you kind of get out of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I loved it there. It was awesome. Okay. So for your YouTube, like what was the question I wanted to ask? What kind of videos do you like? What if you had to like put in a box? Like, what kind of videos do you make specifically?
That's such a hard question to answer because I think I started out with this very definitive idea of who I wanted to be, and I think that person was somebody that's not me. So when I first started out, there was this surgence of these beauty YouTubers, and they were doing makeup, and they were like. So I really aspired to be that because I was kind of learning from them and kind of learning along with them and doing all these things. And I thought, you know, I could do this. I have the knowledge to do this. And then I realized like it was very, I was not being authentic to myself. I was going on camera and being a character of myself. And there's an aspect of that always when you're on camera. I think part of the reason I was nervous to be here today was because it's the first time I'm being on camera where I'm not like, hey guys, how's it going? You know?
Yeah.
So
you're being like 100% real.
Exactly. Yeah. So, that quickly faded when I realized that's not me. And I started talking about more things going on in my life and my personal self. And I started realizing there's a lot of people that, okay, maybe don't have somebody to relate to in this sense. So what I would do is when I was feeling very alone in a thought or alone in an experience, I would kind of Google it and see, okay, what did other people go through? Oh, I can't find anything. I feel alone. Okay, so other people might feel alone. Okay, so let me talk about this and be very vulnerable. And then in turn, I created a community of people that were able to find some kind of solace in my videos and the things that I talk about. So I don't have this like massive following or anything, but I do have a community of people that I connect with on a regular basis who I consider them friends and they consider me friends. And that was all because I was vulnerable enough to put myself out there. And I think that in the measure of success, that's success for me.
That's cool. Yeah, no, that's really cool. I think that like going through your YouTube channel, like for this, I think the ones where you're most personable are definitely your most like viewed, right?
Yes.
Maybe like a few other ones blow up for whatever reason, but
because I think I was trying to be somebody else, and I was doing that for so long before I realized that kind of formula of what other people are, it's out there for a reason. They're already out there. But, you know, being authentic to myself, maybe, I don't know. Maybe some people want to see that, and they do.
No, people do
Subscribe.
for sure. Like, if you cry in the video, then it's blown up.
Oh my God.
Like, because I watched one because I was like doing research for this. I don't watch your YouTube channel.
Oh my God. You are my number one fan, actually.
I have seen a couple of videos in the past.
You were watching the house moving one, right?
Yeah.
Where I was crying and having
do you know that?
Because that's the only one where I had a full-on panic attack.
You don't cry in like in the other ones, like
No,
the PCOS one.
I was just no. I was having a full-on panic attack with that one, and I was like, okay, like this is happening, and I was just talking about it, and I full-on had a panic attack, and I was really going back and forth, like, do I post this? Do I not post this? Because you're also putting yourself out there for people to criticize.
Yeah. But who cares?
But I mean,
but you do care.
You do care. At the same time, you do care, and it's like, no, I've had my fair share of trolls and people saying mean things and whatever. I don't care. That's like whatever. But when you're watching yourself be that vulnerable on camera, where before that it was very much you putting on a persona and being like, you know, putting on a character. That's hard, but I put it out there, and the amount of people that have reached out to me because of that is amazing. Well,
it's funny because when I was watching that, like, for people who don't know that, like, we're actually friends, me and you.
Are we?
And like when I was watching that video, I remember like 4 years ago, and like you talking to me about that stuff, like just like personally.
Yeah.
And then watching in the video was like, oh, that's everything she was like telling me about, like in private, and then you put it on YouTube.
Yeah.
And like that's cool, but that like really that like makes you stand out, and definitely I don't know, makes you authentic to your viewers, and definitely makes people buddy. Like, you know, that's the stuff that will like make you stand out, you know?
I think so. I think like being able to share your personal experiences and your personal views and the things that you're going through, that's a very uncomfortable situation for a lot of people, and understandably so, but you never know who that's going to help. And as much as there might be people out there that criticize, there's always that one person that's like, no, I get it. And that's who you do it for.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Even if it's one person.
Yeah.
Just like one.
Yeah.
You know, who cares?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. If you make one person feel less alone, that's success.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. 1 or 1,000, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
So you, John's your husband, which obviously I know, but, you know, let them know. So you've had him on a couple videos.
Yes.
Does he like going on, or do you make him do it?
No, he hates it.
Yeah.
He hates it. He hates like I don't know. It's just not his thing, and it's my thing. So I'm very much more forward facing in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would never, ever have Juliana on here. First of all, she would hate it. She would never do it.
At your wedding, she refused to speak, right? For the speech.
She didn't refuse to speak, but like, nah, she didn't.
She just did not want to.
She didn't say one word.
No.
She just stood there. But she's like incredibly, incredibly shy.
Yeah.
Like
Juliana's the best. We love Juliana.
She's like, yeah, she's inside right now. She's like really, really, really shy.
Bring her out. No, kidding.
She won't do that. I should have her on for like her business, but you know how awkward, like even if she wasn't shy, you know how awkward it would be to talk to your spouse on a podcast.
That would be, yeah.
You'd just be like, what do I talk to you about?
What questions do I ask you?
Did you sleep before you came out here?
You guys start fighting?
Yeah, that would be really, I don't think you could do that. You should try to interview John at one time.
Yeah, I have.
On the one, but that was more like fun.
It was fun. Yeah. But no, I don't think he's into it.
I think it would be like if I were to have like ever have to do like an interview with her or something, I would definitely want somebody else there to
be a buffer.
Yeah, and to not make it like a marriage thing.
Marriage counseling. It turns into an entire like therapy session.
Yeah, when you did the first one with John many years ago, like I remember watching that like a long time ago, like probably like 2017, but you probably filmed it before that. And you're just asking him like, it was like a fun game to like play with couples or something. How well do we know
each other?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that's fun though.
It is, yeah.
I would do that, but she'd probably cry if she was on camera, so I wouldn't do that. So I guess we kind of already asked this, but like, what is it like getting personal on YouTube like that? Like, does it always feel weird, or like, I don't know, what's it like? Do you want to do it more than you do or than you have done?
Yeah. By the way, I just got super self-conscious because I hate hearing people swallow on microphone. So I backed away.
I haven't even noticed. I always drink on here.
Yeah, I never notice. I listen to your podcast. I never notice. I'm very self-conscious about hearing myself swallow water. Stop. Stop. Oh God. Hate that. Okay, anyways, personal on YouTube. I think that, the reason that I like to get personal on YouTube is because I do, and I'm very grateful for this, I do get a lot of brand deals. So companies will send me different products and have me review them and stuff. And I don't want to be the person that's only making videos when I get free shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because who wants to watch that? Who wants to watch a bunch of advertisements? Mm-hmm. And you got to do it because that's a job, right?
Yeah, and getting free stuff's fun.
Getting free stuff is great. I love it.
Free stuff with my job quite frequently.
Right.
Usually lots of food.
It's fantastic. It's fantastic. But at the same time, you don't want to be known as the person that's only making advertisements.
Yeah, for sure.
That fucking sucks.
Well, even with my work, I do... I've said this before on here, but I really separate the business side and then the personal fun side. I get a lot of the business work because I do a lot of stuff just for me and for fun.
Right.
You know?
Right. Yeah, exactly. So, just kind of being able to go on camera and be more vulnerable. And what I like to do is I like to go through my videos and I like to go through the comments and I like to see the questions that people ask. And then I'll make content based on the questions that people ask.
That was cool.
Because then that way, that's already my audience, right?
Do you tell them that you do that in your videos? Because you should.
I don't.
It would be nice if they knew that. I bet you get more comments.
So be more of a community?
Yeah.
Okay.
At the end of your video, you should be comment because I actually look through them.
Right.
Because even think about you looking in, when you comment on a YouTube video, do you ever think that they're going to look at it? No. So it'd be nice to know that.
That's
right?
true. That's true.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay. So what are your goals with YouTube?
I don't think I have goals. Okay. I think I just kind of did it because the thing that's funny about YouTube is people see that and they see oh, she's making content about makeup, say it's makeup or something, cosmetics. And it's from the surface. And I've gotten this comment before that it's very vain or shallow to be doing this stuff. And it's not, because you think about it. So I get this product and I have to have a marketing mind. And I have to think of what the B-roll is going to look like. I have to write the script. I have to perform the script. I have to record the video. I'm doing all my lighting. I'm doing all my audio. I'm doing all my videography.
Well, you do it with a script?
I write my own script.
Like bullet points or a script?
Bullet points. No,
okay.
I'm not writing a full script.
Yeah,
no,
that's
Who
impossible to follow.
No, just bullet points that I need to hit. And then so I'm doing my own lighting, my own audio, my own filming, my own editing. And then my own marketing. I'm making the thumbnails. I'm making the Instagram photos. I'm doing all that stuff. So you look at the final product and it's oh, she is endorsing this makeup brand. But you also see that it's this entire marketing conglomerate that I've created behind the scenes, and there's so much more to it. So I always say that it's my virtual portfolio of everything that I'm capable of.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can use it for other stuff too, and just
exactly.
Send it. Yeah. I always say even if you don't see immediate, sometimes you'll put something out whatever it is,
right?
And everybody who creates anything can relate to this. When you put something out, even if you don't get instant gratification on that one thing, continuing to put out work and having bodies of work, whatever it is, or products is good in the long run. Even if this one thing didn't it's still good because it builds a bigger portfolio. And every time you put something out, something good comes from it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I find the more I get into it, the less when I first started, I would always get lots of feedback and this and that, and I feel after all these years, sometimes I don't notice it as much, or maybe I think it's less, but it's probably not. It's probably more. But you just got to keep doing what you're doing.
How did you feel when you got the feedback?
What's funny is I was gonna say, so especially I never really get negative feedback.
But feedback in general, sometimes I'm shut.
Well, most people are it's good feedback, they love your stuff. I've never really had.
That sounds so bad.
No, I know what you mean. It's different on YouTube.
Yeah.
I don't post to YouTube. I post these to YouTube.
Okay.
But, so this is like, I've released I filmed year 12, but 11's not out yet. It'll be out in like a day or two. So I've released 10. I've never gotten any negative feedback on this podcast yet, which is actually surprising. You think somebody would
it's gonna be me on my
complainer.
own, just being like, this sucks. This is the worst episode.
Honestly, if somebody were to ever say something negative, like this podcast isn't very, I don't know, I guess, like controversial at all.
No.
And like if you had a problem with it, like you're probably just an asshole. So like I would just ignore it.
I love your podcast. I never wanted to tell you that because I always roast you, but I actually love your podcast.
Do you actually listen to it?
I do listen to it.
Like you've listened to a full episode?
Yeah.
Like who'd you listen to?
I listened to Tori.
Mm-hmm. She's really good.
I listened to Dan McDonald.
Oh, you listen to his too?
Yeah.
Yeah. His was good. Dan's the best.
Yeah.
Those were the 2 longest episodes I did.
Yeah?
Yeah, they're both radio people.
Until me, 5 hours later.
Both of theirs was 2.5 hours.
Okay, wow.
And up until that point, I never did one that even hit 2 hours.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
A lot to talk about.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like with them, it never really stopped flowing.
Right.
Probably because they do that for a living.
Right. And they just keep going.
I would say. Yeah, because like with everybody else, it's like me that keeps it going.
Right.
But with them, like they can keep it going too.
Right, yeah.
Interviewing them was a totally different than interviewing everybody else.
A whole different ballgame.
Yeah, it's like the way that they'll like I interrupted you on the one thing and you were good. You like got your train of thought back, but most people will like lose it.
Right.
But those two can like in a second you can like see
going.
it and they keep going. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's
By the way, I do want to say I heard about your plan to have Sydney come here.
That was her plan. Did she tell you?
Yep.
I'll show you the messages.
Okay.
Wait, she actually said that it was my idea?
No, she didn't.
Oh, okay.
She just said that was the plan.
So you must have told her that
I would have heard somebody walking in through the door.
she was going to be in there.
Oh my god. The entire time?
She was going to stay in there for the first 20 minutes.
Oh my god.
So Sydney, for whoever doesn't know, is Layan's like best friend at work, and a good friend of hers, and she's my friend too. I met her working with them. Anyway,
she's my friend more, but cool.
Yeah, she's definitely your friend more. Layan brought her to my wedding as a date. So anyway, Sydney likes to scare Layan, or used to scare you a lot at work and film it, and then you must have went nuts on her because she stopped doing it.
No, I didn't actually. I think she's just kind of psyching me out for one good scare.
I assumed that you had like a serious talk with her, but you didn't want her to do it anymore.
Listen, no.
That never happened?
No.
Ooh.
No, it never happened.
That was like pre-COVID with the scare. So anyway, she used to film these videos and scare Layan at work. They were so funny. I would always comment on them. It was great. So anywho, you must have told her that you were coming on here. So she sent me a message like over a month ago and was like, when you schedule it, like, let me know. And I forgot.
She's such a little shyster.
So I messaged her last night and I was like, I totally forgot to message you. Like, cause I was like, should I message her? And Juliana's like, yeah.
Oh my God. Juliana, come on.
So I was like, yeah, like, you know, Layan's going to be here at 6. Like you should get here at 10:02, and she was going to go in the back room.
Hate you guys
and then
so
come out
much.
20 minutes. Dude, that would have been so good for like a reel, but she had something to do with work.
I know. I was supposed to be there, but I'm here.
Man, that would have been funny though. That would have made a good reel or some good content.
I'm glad it's not happening. Imagine she jumps out right now. I'd be so pissed at both
I
of
just
you.
I was like, don't scare her if she's taking a drink of water, because I don't want her to like
Just,
spill
like,
it everywhere, or, like spit on me.
Ruin all your equipment.
Okay, so I guess, you know what's funny is because you brought this up and it was my next question anyway.
Okay.
Like, are you into makeup? Because you do a couple makeup videos. Is that like, I don't know, would you say that's like a hobby of yours?
Yeah, actually, I am makeup. I have a certification in makeup application, and I'm actually a makeup artist.
I was just going to say, would you ever consider being a makeup artist?
I am. I've done a lot of brides. I worked on...
Really?
Yeah.
Like, do you still do that?
Yeah.
You still do weddings?
Yeah.
I've never seen you at a wedding. I didn't even know you did that.
I really only do it for people that are close to me.
Okay.
I don't advertise myself as a makeup artist, but I'm a certified makeup artist. Oh. And I did a film, and yeah, so it's mostly bridal makeup and one film. And yeah, I don't really talk about it very much.
Do you like doing it?
I love doing it. And it was, honestly, that was an opportunity that came to me through YouTube. Because it was this online makeup academy. That's literally their name.
Okay.
And so over COVID, they reached out to me and they were like, hey, we are going to gift you this $2,000 course for free. And they sent me like an entire professional makeup kit.
Damn.
And I got to do this entire course, get makeup certified, and then now I have access to like learning special effects makeup and all this stuff. So it's still a process that I'm kind of learning, and I'm kind of like every single time I do a different job, it's something completely different. So I wouldn't say I'm the best out there, but I'm learning. So that's kind of why I don't advertise it, because I'm not this like exceptional makeup artist.
Okay. No, that's good to say that you're still learning, because like the second you stop like learning is when you get bad. No matter how good you are.
Exactly. And I think that that's like just being a creative in general. I'm just constantly trying to learn new skills. So it's just like, even coming on this podcast, I'm like, what am I going to talk about? Because I have the YouTube, I have the writing, I have the makeup artistry. I have, like, there's all these different things that fall under the umbrella of what I do. Mm-hmm. So I never know how to classify myself.
You know what? I never know how to classify myself either with certain things, or like the list is too long, but that's cool.
Right.
You know, you don't want to be able to like classify yourself. Like, I just do this.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Because you want to keep the door open to do other things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do only care how I perform in one thing and don't get discouraged about other stuff though. And that's like photography and my framing.
Right.
And I guess this. But I can classify that as like my job. Mm-hmm. But everything else in my life that I'm into, I don't care how I perform. Right. I try my best in other things, like whether that be like sports or like anything, like playing video games or like playing an instrument or like doing anything. Like I don't care how I perform at all. Right. But when it comes to like those things like photo, video.
Well, that's your craft, right?
Yeah.
That's what you want to be like. And I feel like for me, it's my day job is I work in marketing. Mm-hmm. So it's like honing that skill is really important to me. And then everything else is just a bonus.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, everything's a bonus. But I try not to get discouraged. Like if I'm not like good at something, I just like, I'm good at one thing.
It takes practice, right? Like everything takes practice. I'm sure the first time that you picked up a camera, you weren't a great photographer. No. What was that moment? Like, what was that moment that you were like, this is what I'm going to do?
I probably told this on here, but I'll tell it anyway. So I finished high school and I have a late birthday. So I wasn't going to turn 18 till November. Right. So I would have done like all the first semester as a 17-year-old anyway. Right. So I was like, I'll just take a year off because a lot of my friends had like dropped out and then taken something else the next year. A lot of them were older than me at the time. So I was like, I'll take a year off. So I took a year off and I worked full-time midnights at Tim Hortons, which was actually a blast. It was so much fun. And I was just like, what am I going to do next year? Mm-hmm. And I never really had like a thing. I was like, I got to find a thing. And I wanted to be something creative and I wanted to be something I could like do at home and could also like maybe be a career. Mm-hmm. And I liked photography. I dabbled in it like kind of once before, like the previous year when I was in high school, but like not really. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go buy a camera and I'm never allowed to stop. Mm-hmm. Because that's always like you try something new and then you stop and then you try something new and then you stop.
Absolutely.
So I bought this camera on Kijiji and I think it's in here. I'll show you when you leave.
Okay. I'll show you when you leave.
It is in here. Okay. I think it's over there. I'll grab it.
Yeah. What kind of camera is it?
It's like a little point shoot Nikon.
Oh, cool. I took photos on a Pentax for the first time the other day and that was a really cool experience.
Like a film one?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sick. Okay, so wait, nobody can hear me while I talk on the other side of the room. Okay, so this is 10 years ago. Okay. I bought my first camera in like the first week of December 2013. So it's shit now, but this was it as a Nikon, cool pics, like point and shoot.
So funny. Like knowing your what you have now.
Yeah, I know.
That you started on that.
But also 10 years ago, like this was pretty good.
And what photos were you taking? Like what was it landscapes? Was it portraits? What were you doing?
I was like poor kid.
Right, yeah.
So I was just in Windsor and I would just go for walks. I'd go to like abandoned buildings, this and that. Mm-hmm. The style of photography that was like, I've gone through, like I've seen so many trends now. Mm-hmm. At that time, what was the trends? The trends was, it was like getting into like that abandoned like urbex photography that was like really big in like 2014, 15, 16.
Right. Like the Humans of New York type.
Yeah. And like people breaking into like buildings in Detroit and like doing all those like kind of rooftop shots, like people hanging their feet off roofs. That was big when I started.
Like the Tumblr vibe.
Yeah. and then it transitioned to like portraits for a couple years was big. Oh, and then it was like the Pacific Northwest Instagram vibe. That was like 2017, 18, 19. Remember like red raincoats in front of waterfalls?
Yeah.
That was like the big photography trend.
Yeah.
Now
you actually have your Iceland photo covers kind
that.
of like that.
It's that. I shot in 2018.
Yeah.
And now
that's good memory, by the way. Give me props for that. Anyways, go ahead.
The style right now is like, which is what I'm shooting to. I try not to stay with the trends, but it kind of just happens.
Right.
It's like film photos of like urban landscapes.
Right.
Which is what I've been shooting.
And
That's
I mean,
the style
like
right
there, as much as there's an element of being unique, there is an aspect of staying on trend because that you still want clients.
Yeah, and like when you see that work all the time, it inspires you to shoot that stuff.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, this was the camera, and I would just walk around this city and like take pictures and stuff. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna do photography, and I didn't want to go to, so Fanshawe is a photography program. Yeah. But I was like, I don't want to only do photography, because everybody used to tell me you can't make a living doing photography.
Right.
Everybody would say, no, you can't do any other job, you can't do it. And I was like, I don't really care how much money I make. I just want enough to live and like do what I love to do.
Right.
So I was like, okay, I'll take journalism, because that has a heavy focus on photography. The thing about the journalism program here, as you know, is like you learn everything, but you can pick the one thing you like and kind of tailor all your projects in every class to your medium.
Right.
You know, like you have to do everything else, but like you like I mostly did photo. Right. And like some people mostly did radio stuff.
Right.
And then I was like, yeah, I could like learn other skills there and do photo. And then I always just said yes to everything that came my way. And I still do that, to be honest. And yeah, that's it. It's worked out.
You kind of do, because there's so many different projects that like I've worked on with you, and also I've heard you working on, and it's like anything that comes your way, you're like, yeah. Well,
I'm glad I've always done that, because I kind of got better at everything all together. Right. So like my skills as I grew were strong like across the board in different types of like genres or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely.
The only thing I don't shoot is in studio newborns.
Oh, that's intimidating.
Yeah, I tried it because like I have a studio, but it's too much. I saved that for the mom photographers.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, I do newborns like in people's houses though. Like I'll go to your house.
But bringing a baby here
and having to like wrap it.
I shouldn't say fresh. Some fresh blood.
Like the wraps and stuff, like that's hard to do, and like the props is a lot. I like to do it more like lifestyle. Yeah. So like I'll go to your house and like take pictures of you with your baby.
Mom and dad holding the baby.
Yeah. And the baby like in its bassinet or wherever. It's just it's so much better.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I really don't do. I guess I don't do boudoir stuff, but yeah. I guess that's a thing. I've never done that. But
yeah. I don't think that's your vibe.
No. I don't. I used to do like I used to shoot a lot of like models and stuff, but we never really did anything like that.
Risque.
No. And for, I don't know, there's like Jacques and Rochelle. They have the boudoir studio in Windsor, and they're the best. Like I just send everything to them. Like if I ever got an inquiry, I just send it to them.
I feel like you are like your art is more like grungy and raw.
Yeah.
So it doesn't fit that boudoir vibe.
No.
But I did meet you shooting one of my closest friends' weddings.
Is that when we met? No, we met because I shot your wedding.
No.
Yeah, I had to give you the footage.
No. Oh.
And then we followed each other.
No. You shot Sam's wedding.
Yeah, but we already had each other on Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
From your wedding.
All right.
Yeah.
Take your word for it.
But yeah, like the first time we like met in like in person was Sam's wedding. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, that was fun.
So I got hired to shoot. I was shooting for a commercial, and it was like to put a wedding video together, like a commercial for the wedding shows. And I had to go to a few different weddings that kind of all had like something different to like make it all together. And Layan's Middle Eastern, so That's why.
Surprise.
So I had to do. So her wedding was on one of the lists, so I had to go shoot it. But I had something booked that day, and I sent somebody else to shoot it.
Right.
But I edited the footage.
Right.
And then I think I gave you all the footage.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Actually, when I was going through your YouTube channel to like study for this
there was some
podcast,
footage on there.
There was footage
Yeah.
that I was like, hey, I remember that. Hey, you're sitting there clapping with a big smile on your face. Yeah. What year did you get married?
2017.
17?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a long time now.
It was a long time ago.
Like 6 years ago. That's crazy.
Yeah. You keep asking age-related things, and let's not.
It's because you're kind of old. Okay, so I guess we should go to writing. So what do you write anything just for yourself personally that you don't try to like?
Yeah.
Yeah, like short stories or like creative works or
Short stories, poems. I actually have a secret Instagram that nobody knows about.
Instagram.
Where
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, I think so. Obviously, I'm old, Anthony. I don't know. I don't know your young terminology. But no, I have an Instagram where I post poetry that nobody knows about.
How many followers do you have on that?
I'm not going to talk about it.
Okay.
I'm not going to talk
Is it big or is it small?
No, it's small.
Okay.
But I love to write. I'm always writing. I have a journal next to my bed, and I'm always like kind of, if I'm driving or if I'm doing something, like a sentence or a word or something will pop into my head. So I'll just kind of like write it down quickly.
Yep.
And so if you go through the notes of my phone, it's so chaotic because it's just like words and ideas and thoughts. And like if anybody were to go through it, they'd be like, this girl's, she's on something. But no, it's just like constantly I'll see something and it'll inspire me to like write a line or write just a word or an idea down, and then I'll go home and I'll workshop that and I'll make it into like a short story or an essay. And I do have a goal of, they always say don't talk about your goals, but whatever. I do have a goal of writing a book at some point.
That's cool.
With all the essays that I've written.
Oh, nice.
With all the different ideas. And I think that the common theme, the common thread throughout all of that is just the female experience. And that's not a unique idea for a book because there are so many people that have that. Like Glennon Doyle has that. Even Mindy Kaling wrote 2 books about that. But the thing that's unique about it is everybody's different experience and everybody's unique outlook on life. So just I think I would love to like kind of just seeing how people have resonated with all the different vulnerable YouTube videos that I posted. If I were to publish all my vulnerable essays, what would that look like?
Yeah, just do it. That sounds cool.
Maybe one day.
I used to write, like, I would do, like, sometimes I do, like, or stories with my photos.
Yeah.
Because I've always liked to write, but honestly, like, since I put out my Iceland book, which has words in it.
Yeah.
That's the last time I think I wrote.
Right.
I said everything I had to say.
Right. Well, I wrote your one after that.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, there you go.
And then in my third book, I just did a 1-page intro. That's not writing. I just like wrote it.
Well, I mean, your art speaks for itself, right?
Yeah, that's why, like, same with like the next one I'm putting out right now, like no words again.
Right.
Just an intro.
Right.
Just to like kind of explain what the project is. 1 page, like a couple hundred words.
Yeah.
But no creativeness in the writing. Like
right.
In the Iceland book, there was some writing. So would you just like? Actually, wait. I want to go back to your poetry. Would you ever go to like the poetry night and read it?
God, no. Are you kidding me? God, no. It's like no. I think it's like a lot of like one-liner poetry. I have more that I've written like down and stuff, but that I commend those people that are able to get up on stage and be that vulnerable and just kind of read their poetry out.
That's crazy.
I would not be able to do that because I feel like in all of the forward-facing art that I've put out where I'm actually showing my face, I feel like there's always been like a character element to it, like on YouTube.
Yeah.
Because it's like I'm not going on there and just be like shooting the shit all the time. There is an element of it where I'm putting on like maybe I'm not feeling great that day or something, but I have to do it because I'm on contract. But yeah, that is just pure raw vulnerability, and I commend those people that are able to do that.
Yeah, I know. That's probably like the most nerve-wracking like performance you could probably do.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Or like a monologue that you wrote or something like that.
That'd be scarier than playing a song. I never played a song live, but that sounds scarier than that.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, if it's your own song, I mean, music and poetry are the same, right?
Yeah, true. If you were up there, maybe if you were up there by yourself, if you got a band, at least you got like a little team with you.
Right. But if you're up there like singing an acoustic version of a song that
by
you
yourself,
wrote
yeah, okay.
by yourself.
Same as poetry.
Same as poetry.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah, the music helps though.
It does.
I bet you that would make it because that would probably ease it a little bit.
Yeah, because there are people that listen to the melodies and there are people that listen to the lyrics. And I'm a lyric person. So
I'm only a lyric person after I know the song. And then I learn the lyrics.
I'm 100% a lyric person. So like all of the artists that I love are poets first. Uh-huh. So like I love like Hosier or like Taylor Swift because there's like some lyricism to the music. But when you listen to the actual melody, it's like very basic. Uh-huh. So when I listen to that, like when a musician might listen to that, they might be like, oh, well, I don't really like this song.
Yeah.
But if a writer listens to it, it's like, oh, you cut your heart out and put it into the song.
Yeah. I really like lyricism, but usually I only pick up on it after I know the song.
Fair enough.
But yeah, didn't Hosier just put out a new album?
Maybe. I don't know.
I think he did. Is that it? Yeah. Yeah, he had like the main album.
Right.
And then he didn't put out an album for forever.
Right.
And then I think he put one out. And then he put this one out. Like, he doesn't have very many.
Right.
This is only his second or his third.
Okay.
But
I don't know his like discography, but I will listen to him from time to time, and it's just like his songs just kind of cut. Like the lyrics are amazing.
Yeah, he's great. I actually want to look it up now. Okay, so yeah, he put out the one that everybody knows with "Take Me to Church," and
that was his first, right?
Yeah, that was his first in 2014.
Okay.
And then he put out an album in 2019, which I don't really know.
There's a song, something Eden. No,
that's from the first one.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then what else is? Oh, and then he just put out one like a couple days ago, I think.
Sick.
Yeah, I don't see the date
Can't
here.
Can't wait to cry to that tonight. Cry myself to sleep.
Yeah, From Eden is the first one.
Okay.
That one, and I like Jackie and Wilson. That's like a pretty.
They're all great.
Yeah, and it's his writing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like going back to that poetry thing, it's like it's being able to get on stage or like perform your feelings in that kind of vulnerable way. Like, damn.
Yeah, I know, he's good. So so yeah, like I asked you if you write for yourself, but who do you write for other things? Like who else do you write for?
So I freelance for the Drive magazine and Women of Windsor magazine, and I just started freelancing for We Tech Alliance.
Yeah, what are you writing for them?
So I'm doing like features on different tech startups.
Oh, cool.
So it's like I'm really enjoying that because I really enjoy kind of learning different elements, meeting people that I wouldn't have met otherwise.
Yeah.
Learning more technical stuff that I wouldn't have known otherwise because that's not really naturally where I gravitate.
Yeah.
But kind of being able to apply that level of artistry to something that is more cut and dry in a sense is really fun for me.
That's cool.
Yeah, like being able to tell somebody's story where I can't tell you how many times that I interview somebody and they're like, oh, well, I don't know what to say. Like I had this one interview and I'm not going to say who it is or what it was, but it was my favorite because it was this person who just genuinely felt like they did not have a story to tell.
But they did.
Oh my God, they did. So I kept this person on the phone for so long and just interviewed them. And I wrote this beautiful piece and I got this beautiful email afterwards saying like, I never expected my story to be told in this way. And it was just so beautiful to be able to immortalize this person in words and have them not think that they had the capacity to be immortalized in that way. And that's so rewarding.
Yeah, that's like at the end of the day, like that's the stuff that like makes everything kind of worth it,
Exactly.
Like you work so much, you probably put in months of work, not just on that project, but like other things to like get to that point, you know, or years.
But it's like, it's
like
the
that.
projects like that when you're talking to somebody and you know that they're just like a through and through, like genuine person, and you want to kind of do them justice. And I just like, you know, staying up and like writing the story and obsessing over it, which they never even thought would be a story worth telling.
Yeah.
I think that's really cool.
Yeah, that is really cool. What are some current stories or projects that you're working on, whether that be YouTube or writing?
Oh my God. I'm working on so many things. I was just talking about this. I'm so overwhelmed.
Do you give yourself deadlines or no?
Yeah, I mean, I have to. I work on contract most of the time.
Yeah, so they get, like, you have deadlines because of your clients.
Exactly.
But, like, yeah, I hate deadlines. Fuck.
They're the worst.
Yeah,
they're the worst.
That's why I like this. There's no deadline.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, so for the YouTube stuff, I have a couple of videos that I'm working on. I also... Work is busy. Like my 9 to 5 is busy. And you know that. You've worked with us a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm working on a few other projects, like just different writing projects. I'm currently working on a project. There's, you know, with a lot of the turmoil that's happening in the Middle East and stuff, I created this silent auction where I'm having artists donate a piece of artwork to this kind of like virtual silent auction. Okay. And people can bid on a piece of art. And if you want to support the cause, but you don't have the funds to bid, or you don't want to bid on a piece of art from there, you could just simply donate. And 100% of the proceeds will go there. Also, over the summer, I started a initiative called Swap Shop. And it's
I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah, it's an initiative to start kind of like a circular economy in terms of, you know, economically, a lot of people are struggling in terms of buying things that are more luxuries, new clothing, new like luxuries in that sense.
Yeah, yeah.
So my idea for the swap shop was that you donate 5 to 10 pieces of clothing, whatever it may be, and then you can come in and take some clothing. So you're kind of swapping. Anything beyond that would be $5, and then 50% of the proceeds went to Pure Mentality, which is a small business in Windsor that helps make mental health resources more attainable. Nice. So mental health getting mental health help is fairly expensive, and a lot of people, their coverage doesn't cover it. So the team at Pure Mentality will kind of see where you're at and what you kind of need, and then on a sliding scale, they'll figure out how much to charge you. So some people, they won't charge them anything. So our initiative with the swap shop was to cover a few people's mental health, like a few sessions at least, and just kind of help people in the community.
And you did that as like an actual event?
Yeah, I did that in August with clothing, and we're going to be doing another one in December with books.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so we're going to be launching that soon. By the time this comes out, it'll be launched because we just got the graphics up and everything. But
where are you doing it at?
At Pure Mentality again.
Oh, cool.
But the whole swap shop umbrella is going to keep going because there are so many things that you can swap. You can swap ideas. Mm-hmm. You can swap like items. So there are so many different ways to kind of integrate yourself into that circular economy, not just in a sustainable way, but also in a way that you are learning. I have this dream and I have this idea. My friend and I had this idea that we want to do a swap around Mother's Day. And, mothers look different in different family households. Sometimes it could be a biological mother. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it could be, a mother figure. Sometimes maybe you never had that in your life. Yeah. So our idea with the swap is to kind of have women identifying people come together and swap stories and wisdom and have that kind of maternal figure in their life.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Are you doing that by yourself?
A friend of mine is helping me with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You just said their name, didn't you?
Lauren.
Yeah.
Lauren Buddy.
No, that's super cool. I like when people do like all kinds of things, but it gets a lot.
It gets a lot. Like I'm very overwhelmed with the amount of stuff on my plate, but I don't want to complain because I love it all.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm actually looking forward to winter coming up because like work slows down.
Yeah.
And I can focus a lot on like personal projects and stuff.
Yeah. You always think things are going to slow down, but they're actually not.
No, they do.
Do they?
They slow down and not so much my life, but like work does definitely get slow in the wintertime for me.
Right.
Yeah. So like I don't have like it really chills out. Like
Right.
I work like, I don't know, 40 hours a week instead of like 70
Right.
hours a week. So I can, and it's just not as like, it's not as crazy. It's not as like fast paced and like a million things coming at you like it is for like the other months of the year.
Right.
From like after Christmas until like April-ish.
Right.
It's just more relaxed. Like I have time to like, I'm going to be like working on my new book and probably do like a decent amount of podcast episodes.
Right.
And just kind of get more out and I don't know, just like, have more fun.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, for you, yeah, like wintertime is when everything slows down. It's just, I feel like the older you get, nothing slows down.
Yeah, like life in general definitely like just seems to like keep getting like busier and busier.
I saw this one like meme that was like, being an adult is always being like, oh yeah, I'm busy this week, but next week I think I can catch up. And you just constantly say that because you never are free.
You don't find that the older you get, the better you get at managing certain things?
Fuck no. Are you kidding me? It's gotten worse for me. Like I cannot but again, I don't want to complain. I'm very grateful for all the things that I have, and they're all things that I want to continue pursuing. It's just sometimes you sit back and you're like, wow, I have a lot of commitments to a lot of people, and I want to perform 100% to every single person that I'm working with. And then you get to a point where it's like, well, what do you have left for yourself?
Yeah.
And that's the hard part.
Yeah, but at least you're doing like what you love on most of those things. So
Yeah.
like, that's what, yeah, but you have to have a good work-life balance.
Yeah.
Definitely like I won't like miss certain things for work, and I won't like not like travel like I want to for work, and
Right.
but it's just like you got to have balance,
Yeah.
especially with like your fitness and stuff too. I find like that's like so important.
Yeah.
I've started to implement like fitness and working out into my work days more during like in like the winter. It's easy. I can go to the gym every day.
Right.
Like I said, like I'm not as busy. Like usually like there's nothing going on like shoot wise after like 4:30 in the winter time.
Right.
So like it's easy to just go to the gym.
Yeah.
But in the summer it's crazy. And this summer I kind of made a rule that like fitness and like working out is part of work, because if I'm not fit, I won't be able to do my job like as I get older.
Right.
It's like, it's hard, especially like wedding days, like you're on your feet for like 12 hours. Like you need to be fit and you need to be strong and like,
Yeah.
So like if I'm busy, like I'll implement in my work day. Like instead of finishing work at 5, like I'll finish work at 4 and go to the gym for that last hour. Not every single day,
Right.
but like a couple days. I find that's really important.
No, that's amazing. And it's amazing that you have that flexibility, that you're able to do that. I think like even in terms of if you're not able to get that physical exercise in, just in terms of self-care and just in terms of like turning inwards, and like we were talking about the poetry and stuff, that's not always something that I'm doing in terms of an outlet where I'm wanting recognition for it in a sense. That's also in terms of being healthy. That's my version of being healthy.
Yeah.
Because I'm able to put these thoughts onto paper rather than having them fester in my body and come out in a very negative way. Not that it's all negative.
Yeah, no,
but
I
I'm just saying, yeah.
Yeah, like you keep it like bottled up kind of thing.
Exactly. So everybody has their like outlet.
Yeah, for sure. So what else do I got on here? I'm just gonna go right to the list. So we answered so many of my questions just talking. Is there any, besides your event that you have coming up in December, are there any other local events that you're excited about that are coming up? Like
local events.
for
There's
fall?
always events that are coming up. There's none that I can think of off the top. There's a few that are coming up in the next couple of weeks, but by the time this comes out, it'll be like too late.
Yeah.
No, there's always different events coming up, and there's always things, and that's, you know what? That's what I love about Windsor. What I love is that I have this theory that Windsor, and this part is not a theory, but we are a town of makers, and we're like, it's a town of like kids that grew up with parents that were working in the big three and working in factories and stuff. And we grew up thinking there's nothing to do here. This town sucks. Like, I hate Windsor so much. And then we all became musicians, photographers, artists. We all just started kind of honing into this craft because we, for lack of a better word, had nothing else to do.
Mm-hmm.
And now that we're older, we've turned the city into a city of just makers in a different way.
For sure.
And so now there's always something to do. There's a show to go to. There's like WIF is coming up.
That's what I was going to say. I'm going to try to go to more of that this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's it's just so cool to be able to kind of immerse yourself in that.
Yeah, no, that's a really cool outlook. I never really thought of it like that before. Smart. Yeah. Nice.
Thanks. I can be smart sometimes, Anthony.
Yeah, no, that's very true. Yeah, there is always something kind of cool going on, especially like sometimes you gotta look for it, but you don't have to look. Like I try to keep like Instagram notifications on, because that's the thing. I hate Instagram now. It's all just bullshit reels from like wherever. Like it's not like local.
Yeah,
and I hate it. And even if you don't follow them, they like pop up on your feed now, and they like want you to follow them. And it's like, I don't care about like this person's freaking plant that lives in like Florida. Okay. Like I want to see that like Craft Heads has an event going on Saturday, and I want to know about it.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that's the thing. Social media kind of screws you over in that sense. The algorithm is always kind of screwing the creators over, because they're always showing us the things we don't want to see.
Yeah.
And they're not showing us the local things.
Yeah, it's everything.
Actually, there's a group of creators that I just kind of hooked up with, and we're doing these like we're doing these dinners very often. And the whole point of these dinners is that we're kind of like talking about what we can do in the city. We're showcasing different restaurants in different areas in the city. And we're also creating content based around the same restaurant that we go to, or the same experience that we go to, and then bringing recognition to that.
Oh, that's cool.
So, again, it's just, this city is a city of people that actually, they want to work and they want to make a difference. And I think it's transitioned from a very industrial, although there is very much a lot of that, it's transitioned to a very much creative space too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we kind of coexist.
Yeah. So besides like the creative atmosphere, what are some other things that you like to do, like hobby wise? Like what else are you into?
I don't know. What do I like to do? I don't know. I have no idea how to answer that question.
Okay, we can go to the next question.
Okay, cool.
She's like, I don't do shit.
I don't do shit.
You play Sims a lot.
I do. I'm obsessed with Sims.
You play Sims too much, I think, actually.
I'm obsessed with
What Sims are they on now?
I don't know. Actually, one of my cousins works as like one of the creators for EA Games, and he works on The Sims.
No way.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So, I'm obsessed with The Sims.
Is it Sims 4?
I don't know, dude.
What do you play?
I don't know. I downloaded it and I play it. And Harry Styles is my neighbor. Actually, it's so morbid. I made him my neighbor. As if I needed to clarify that. It's so morbid.
Yeah, because your people die all the time. I always see your Instagram stories.
It was one sim that I created, and she just could not level up her cooking skills. And I'm like, girl, get it together. Get it together. And then she kept getting like panic attacks every time she would have to cook. I'm getting full into this. And then eventually threw her a birthday party on The Sims. She was miserable the entire time. And it's like, girl, what's the problem? And it was because she wasn't getting enough nourishment because I wasn't cooking meals for her. So I had her cook a meal. She burned herself and the house and then died. And that was the end of my Sims. I do like Animal Crossing, though, because nobody dies on there.
Yeah, but it's also just kind of like Sims, right?
Yeah, kind of.
Juliana used to play that, but then she stopped.
Or Zelda.
She's got a Zelda game. I don't think she plays it.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not into those kind of games. I like sports games and like Call of Duty.
You're such a bro.
Me and my friends like to play Call of Duty together sometimes, and then sometimes I'll play like NHL or Madden.
Oh, God. Play some Animal Crossing and then we'll talk.
I play Grand Theft Auto. Like, that's fun.
Oh, God. I've played Grand Theft Auto before, but I would just drive around the streets, practice my driving, stop at the red lights.
Yeah, Juliana would do that, too. Like, when Grand Theft Auto 5 came out and I bought it, like, she would play it, but that was like a decade ago now.
I remember during COVID when I was posting a lot about playing Animal Crossing.
Everybody was playing Animal Crossing during COVID, yeah.
And you messaged me and you're like, Juliana's playing that too. You guys should play together. And then we added each other. And then we never did because I think we're both too shy to approach each other.
But you're in like the thing together?
We're friends on like Nintendo, but we've never actually played together because I'm too shy to be like, hey, come to my island.
Okay.
Juliana, if you hear this, come to my island.
Isn't it like she always talks about how like all her stuff's dead and it's like takes too much time to like
It does take a lot of time. I'll help you. Juliana, I'll help you.
Do you still play it?
Yeah, I played it last week.
Did you?
Yeah.
I play, I don't know. It's hard. Like, so I usually play video games at like 9 o'clock for like an hour.
Yeah. I'm not like a huge video game person where
No.
it's like I'm dedicate time to play video games.
Hell no, yeah.
No, it's one of those things that it's like when I have time, I have my little Switch Lite. I have the pink Switch.
Yeah, we have that too for her games.
Yeah, and then I'll just kind of like pick that up whenever. But yeah, in terms of what I like to do as hobbies, I don't really know. I have huge reality TV junkie.
Like the Kardashians?
The Kardashians, Real Housewives.
Never seen it.
Vanderpump.
Never seen any of those shows.
Oh my God.
I like Desperate Housewives.
No, that's not the same. That's such an insult. If you have 4 hours to spare, I will tell you all about Vanderpump and the whole. I'm sure you saw the whole Scandival thing. Oh my God, you're living under a rock.
I don't know. I like reality TV. I'm trying to think if I ever watched anything. I had to have watched something.
I'm sure you did.
Oh, Jersey Shore.
Okay, yeah, that's
Yeah,
something.
Jersey. It's Jersey right now, actually.
Jersey. Yeah, it's Jersey. GTL.
My friend still says that every week. He'll like text me and shit.
It's Jersey.
Jersey. I'm like,
It's
dude,
Jersey.
it's been 13 years.
My two best friends still watch Jersey Shore. Apparently, they have new episodes.
Really?
They must be like older now.
Yeah. They look terrible then, so I can only imagine what they look like now. Season 8. Oh, no, 6. I said 6.
It can't be 6.
Yeah. It's 6, yeah. Because back in the day, there was like 3 when we. How old were you in 2010?
Can you stop?
Were you in high school when it was big or no?
I was 36 years old in 2010.
Were you?
I like to do this thing now where if somebody asks me at my age, I'm like, I'm 75.
No,
you look great for 75.
There's no new episodes by the looks of it. It seems like season 6 was in 2012.
Okay, well, no, there are
because
new
they
episodes.
changed the name.
Yeah.
It's not called Jersey Shore.
Yep.
You're right. It's called something else. But like Jersey Shore, it looks like they did it from 2010 to 2012.
Right.
And they did 2 seasons a year.
And I was just a baby.
Whatever year it is, that's what grade I was in, which is easy to know.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So you're in
like,
grade 10?
In 2010, I started grade. Whatever year it is, that's what grade I start.
I was 2 years old.
If you're born in 94, whatever year it is, that's what grade you finished.
Oh.
Yeah. And then 95 is whatever. That's whatever grade you start.
Right, math.
Yeah. It's easy. It's so nice. It's like 2004. What grade were you in? 4. It's idiot proof. Yeah, it's called Jersey Shore Reunion. That's what it was.
And how long is that going on?
I don't know. Nothing's coming up.
Well, anyways, you need to get on reality TV because that's a whole thing. But that's what I do. Anytime I'm not doing something productive, it's something that's a complete brain drain.
I'm going to ask you, we're going to get completely off reality TV, and I'm going to ask you something that's personal and totally not about reality TV.
Yikes.
It's okay. How old were you when you came to Canada?
3, technically.
And you were born in Jordan?
I was born in Kuwait.
Oh, okay.
Born in Kuwait, and then came here when I was 3, and then my parents moved to Jordan when I was 5 or 6.
Wait, you left Canada and moved
Yeah.
there?
So we lived in Red Deer, Alberta.
Really? No way.
Yeah.
They went from Kuwait to Red Deer, Alberta?
Red Deer, Alberta.
Damn.
Yeah. And we were like the only non-white family in Red Deer at the time.
Yeah.
Like
I could imagine.
my mom would go to the schools and do presentations about multiculturalism because they had never experienced anything other than.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty. It
was intense.
Ballsy. Like that's intense.
Yeah.
Good for her.
It was intense. And yeah, like there was a lot of instances that I probably don't remember it as well as my family does, but there was a lot of instances of just like subtle racism.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not like full on, but there was some subtle racism, but I was young, so I was very much naive, and I just kind of remember it through the stories that I hear.
Yeah.
And then we moved back to Jordan, and then we came to Windsor when I was 9.
Really?
Yeah.
So you lived there till you were 9?
I lived in Jordan for about 2.5 years.
Okay.
So between that, yeah.
That's crazy. So you remember it over, like, you remember living there and stuff.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, I actually haven't been back since.
Really?
Yeah. My dad has gone back to visit family and stuff, but I haven't gone back since.
Why'd you guys leave there and come back here?
Just like my parents wanted to give us more opportunities. Like they wanted to give us better education and more opportunities and stuff. So we came here and we just stayed here.
Damn.
Yeah.
Do they speak Arabic in both those places?
In Jordan?
And
Kuwait?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same kind? Or is there like different dialects and stuff?
There's different dialects. Especially, my mom's Iraqi and my dad's Palestinian. So there's like different dialects even within the way their families speak.
I could imagine.
But yeah, my family, it's funny when you listen to us talk because it's a mix of Arabic and English and like a whole bunch of, like, it's just mixed up together.
Yeah.
And it's funny how I switch it on and off because I'm sitting here talking to you and I'm not switching back and forth between languages.
Yeah.
I talk to my mom and I'm constantly switching back and forth between languages that anybody else were to hear and they'd be like, what? Is this Simlish?
When did you, cool. Okay, one question. What language?
That was a Sims reference.
I gotcha. Do you, I just chose to ignore it. What language do you think in?
English.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy. So you learned English when you came here when you were 3?
Yeah. Well, my parents they met in the UK. They met in England.
Okay.
They got married in Scotland. Yeah.
Damn.
My mom was she lived most of her childhood in Czechoslovakia, back when it was Czechoslovakia.
Holy shit.
Yeah, my grandpa was the ambassador of Czechoslovakia, or ambassador of Iraq in Czechoslovakia.
You told me that. I knew that before.
Yeah. So
that's crazy.
She lived there, and then she lived in England, and that's where my parents met, and they got married in the UK, moved to Kuwait, had my sister and I, and then moved here. So we've been all around.
Yeah, and then you went back. So you learned. So you came here and then you went back. So you were here for a couple years and then you were back. So then you went back to only speaking Arabic, right?
No, because my parents put us in like a private school that was like an English school.
Oh, so you never like lost it.
I learned how to read and write in Arabic as a second language in those schools. Oh. I lost it because I was so young. Like, I don't know how to do it anymore.
No, I meant you never lost how to speak English. Like when you went back there.
No, I never lost how to speak English. But Arabic, like, I still know how to speak Arabic. Reading and writing, I don't know, but my sister does.
Can you read like a street sign though?
No.
Really?
And I wish I could. I wanna learn again. But yeah.
Like not at all? Like not even like a stop sign?
Like, I mean, maybe a stop sign if it looked like a stop sign. I'd be
so no.
That's a stop.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess it's different. See, like if you learned how to, like say you learned how to speak Spanish.
Right.
You could understand signs because like you can sound it out because there's letters.
Right.
But like that's not letters. Like the same letters that we use.
Yeah, absolutely. It's entirely different. It looks different. It reads different. But it's funny too because there are specific words in Arabic that describe feelings or flavors or atmospheres that we don't have in English.
Yeah, that's what I heard. English doesn't have as many adjectives as these other places.
It's not even just adjectives. It's just like these descriptive words. And I feel like that's where my fascination with language came in because it's like I can convey exactly what I'm trying to say to my parents or my sister with one word that they understand. Whereas here I have to describe it in a very specific way. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's where my obsession with like language and stringing words together came in.
That's cool.
Because I always had to be bilingual in a sense. And when we first moved back to Canada from the Middle East, I was very much still ingrained in that Middle Eastern culture, even though I went to like a American school. Yep. I was ingrained in that culture. And I think that's like, all through my childhood, I never actually quite fit in a sense, because it was always that like, oh, she's weird, she's the Arabic girl, or she's weird, she's the English girl.
Yeah.
So it wasn't until years later that I realized that that's kind of the superpower that I have, that I actually felt like I knew who I was. But before that, I always felt like I had to fit into one or the other. It's like, oh, like her family's cooking is weird, or like her, you know, it was always like something is like weird about me. But yeah,
there must have been other Middle Eastern kids in your grade school over here in Windsor.
No,
none.
I went to a very white grade school.
Damn, what grade school did you go to?
Hetherington.
No.
Sounds white.
I've never even heard of that. Where is it, in the East End?
Yeah, in the East End.
But then you went to Riverside.
I went to Riverside.
So then there was a lot of Middle Eastern kids there, right?
No, it
really?
was like 75% Serbian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I learned a lot about Serbian culture.
Okay.
And I never really got exposed to Middle Eastern culture here until I started at the University of Windsor. And I feel like at that point I was so far away from it because I rejected it so much because it wasn't cool, or it was like very much like picked on or made fun of, or like they were scrutinized. And like as a kid, you don't know how to defend it. You just want to fit in.
Yeah, for sure.
So I would reject it.
Yeah.
And then now that I'm an adult, I have an appreciation for it, and I feel so bad for rejecting it as much as I did.
Oh, it's not your fault. You're just a kid.
Right. But it's like I could have still honed that.
Yeah. Who's older, you or your sister?
My sister. 4 years.
So at least you had like somebody to talk with it about.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so can you tell everybody where to where to find? That was a weird look. I don't know what you thought I was gonna ask. Can you tell everybody where to find, like, what's your YouTube channel called?
Layan Bee. So anywhere that you want to find me, it's Layan Bee, like a bumblebee.
And that's Instagram and
YouTube. I post a bit on TikTok, but not very much. Don't follow me on TikTok. I take that back.
Do you post the same? See, for me, like, I don't use TikTok, but whatever I make for Instagram Reels, I just post it on TikTok.
I hate TikTok. I hate TikTok.
I don't use it. I've never scrolled on it.
I find that, like, with TikTok, when I scroll through it, it messes with my mental health.
Yeah, that's what I heard, so I've never done it.
Yeah.
Because Reels do it enough. Yeah.
Honestly, I find Reels to be a safe space.
Oh, okay. Well,
TikTok is very toxic.
Yeah, so I only have the app to just, like, if I'm posting on Instagram, I just tell myself, like, we might as well just post it to TikTok too.
Yeah.
So I post it there, and then that's it.
Right. Right.
I already don't have a good attention span, and that stuff does not help at all. You know what I actually do when I'm on Instagram? I click the top and I change the feed to chronological time posted order.
I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, and then you'll see all the local stuff and all your friends, and because it's like the real people you follow instead of like all the bullshit.
Right.
So like right here where it says Instagram, you just click it and then you click following.
I did not know that was a thing.
See, 2 minutes ago. 2 minutes ago.
Interesting.
7 minutes ago. It's way better.
I started getting advertisements yesterday for post-menopause. Get out of here. Get out of here. Not even menopause, like post-menopause. Like I'm very young. I am a very young person. Nervous laughter.
That's man, I find some weird, I hate the stuff that pops up. Instagram's not terrible. Like they mostly will pop up like people like photos like that I'm interested in, like film photos or this or that.
Right.
They post too much sports. It's okay, like I'll watch like a sports highlight or something.
Right.
I like to play sports.
Right.
But I do not like to watch them.
Do you want to hear something so funny? I was convinced to join a fantasy football league.
I saw that.
I don't know anything about football. I was convinced to join. I'm winning. I'm
still
at
winning?
6-0 streak.
Stop it.
I'm top of the league. All of the people, nobody's met me in it. 3 people
Is
in
John
there.
in your league?
No. 3
just
people.
do it by
3
yourself?
people in there like know me, kind of. So they know that I'm a real person. The rest think I'm a bot. So like, I'll lean into that and just pretend I'm a bot that's like beating them. But I'm winning this entire fantasy football league, and I feel like I got into it at the right time because Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce.
Is he on your team?
He's not. He's not on my team. Wish he was.
He's good, so yeah. I don't know. I've always my whole life I've always played sports. I like sports, but I hate watching sports. I can't do it. I just will only play it.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
I mean, going to a sporting event is different than
that's fun.
It's fun because it's like the atmosphere and all that stuff, but watching sports?
No. I played hockey my whole life, travel hockey, so I played every day.
Right.
And the last thing I've never watched a full NHL game in my life.
No, why would you?
Never have. And I played it my whole life, every day.
Right.
Yeah, it's I can't do it. I'll watch skateboarding videos and stuff like that though.
Right.
Because that has a very artistic touch to it.
Yeah.
All that kind of stuff, all those action sports. Mm-hmm. That's the sports that I do as an adult, not so much bro sports. I do
except for your video game choices.
Yeah. But I don't know, that's what all my friends play. You can't switch video games because if you grew up playing a game, you got to play the one that you played or you're going to be bad at it.
Right.
So but action sports, I really like the videos because they're so creative. They're real artists making that stuff. An artist isn't filming a hockey game.
Yeah.
It's just some guy with a camera, but he can do that.
Yeah.
But skateboarding edits, BMX edits, mountain biking videos, or they'll do vlogs and surf edits and all that stuff. So cool. Climbing videos or climbing documentaries or short are the coolest ever because they're in all these beautiful places.
Yeah.
So all the visuals are already there for them.
Yeah. My brother-in-law, he really likes watching the LA skateboarding videos. And it just kind of takes you, you learn about all these different people and all these different I think that's the cool thing about social media is that you don't have to have this giant platform to be recognized for your talent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, you don't.
And there's somebody on the other side of the world that's watching it. It's fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I love this.
Yeah. I'm cool with having 2,500 followers and just chilling.
Yeah. A more intimate crowd.
Now. I saw, I was damn, when did that happen? When did you get so many?
On YouTube?
No, on Instagram. You have 9,000 now, don't you?
I think it's 7,000 something. I think it was a slow climb. I think honestly, when it actually started being more getting more followers was COVID. Because I was posting a lot of cooking videos, home decor videos. Everyone's at home.
Yeah.
So people kind of started to take recognition. I also posted a video that's privated now about my worries about COVID. And I just remember it was work lockdown and it was everybody go home and I'm freaking out and I'm sitting there and I recorded this video.
You were freaking out at the beginning. I remember
I was freaking out and I was we're all gonna die. This is gonna be the worst thing ever. And so many people struggled because of COVID.
And still.
Yeah, absolutely. And not to take away from any of that, but I definitely, my anxiety got the best of me.
Oh, it's funny to watch stuff from content from March and April 2020. And it's whoa. But it was very real. And everybody was at home and I was having fun. It was those first 6 weeks were fun. And then the next year and a half was shit.
I have a theory that every few years there should be a government mandated lockdown.
Where you can't work for a month?
Where you can't work for a month. And you have to just be at home because there are so many aspects, as much as COVID was so horrific to so many people, it was also a time in my life that I got to know myself better.
Oh, yeah. They should do it every 5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
And it's 1 month.
Yeah.
And nobody's allowed to do anything across, but it has to be worldwide.
Yep.
Or it won't work.
No, because you'll see people, even us, we were locked down and we saw people in New Zealand partying and we're oh, God.
Yeah, it has to be worldwide or at least because the states can't be bumping and we're locked down.
Yeah.
It's got to be the whole world for 1 month.
Yeah.
That'd be so cool.
I would love that.
Yeah, just every decade you would do it 7 times in your life.
It's that mental reset.
Yeah.
And we all need that from time to time.
Because that was really nice for those first 6 weeks. I built a half pipe.
I remember that.
Because you couldn't go anywhere. You couldn't even go to the parks were closed.
Yeah.
And I was bored.
Yeah.
So I built a half pipe and started skateboarding. It was the best.
I remember I learned how to, I really started learning how to cook and just started really getting obsessed with plants, which I think a lot of people did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't then, but I got a lot of plants last year and it's been a year and they're all alive.
Good for you.
They're mostly cactuses.
That doesn't count. That's literally the easiest plant.
That's why I got them. There's 4 real plants, and then there's 14 cactuses.
Are you taking care of them or Juliana?
No, me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good for you.
I do it. Mm-hmm.
Good for you.
I put them in the bathtub and I water them.
Good for you.
You know what? It was so easy in the summer because I could put them on the porch and water them.
Right.
Do the bathtub. I just did it I did the bathtub for the first time since winter, 2 days ago. What a pain in the ass. I want to let these fucking things die.
I know. No.
No, I'm not. I'm
not.
not.
It makes the air in your house so clean.
Oh yeah, and it just looks sick in the house, having plants everywhere.
My dream is to have a house that looks like a jungle inside.
Yeah, but the amount
Just
of work.
lots of cats.
When you retire and you have time.
Yeah, next year.
Do you have a cat? No.
Now I have a dog, Rico.
Yeah, I know that.
Have you met Rico?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
No?
I don't know. I don't think you have. I've met Sawyer. Mm-hmm. He's a cutie.
Yeah, he's a big baby.
He's a big baby.
He's always scared.
I'll bring Rico by. Would Sawyer get along with Rico?
Yeah, he likes dogs. Yeah, he's really good with dogs.
Okay.
He just doesn't he's scared of people.
Well, I want to see if Juliana can take Rico because Juliana has a grooming business, everybody. Juliana's Paspa.
Yeah, she does. Okay, well, I think on that note, we're going to go now.
All right.
You good? Anything else you want to say?
Yeah, no, I'm good. Thank you so much for having me. This was great.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
I feel like we got really carried away there.
Yeah, we did.